doing, young Democrats? No, that was just not loud enough for me. How you doing, young Democrats?
We're here in Durham on our way to meet the youngest state party chair in the country. She's leading the Democrats here in North Carolina as they ramp up to the 2024 election.
Hey y'all, are y'all registered to vote? Heck yeah. I'm out here talking about young Dems and trying to get anybody who is looking young to take one of these from me. Hey, how are you? Are you registered to vote? You should be. Well, you can do it online. It's very easy to do.
What do you say to people like that?
There's got to be something in your life right now that you find wrong, and that is inherently political. The state of North Carolina has been under a Republican oppression, and right now, people in North Carolina are just used to it. They're used to being like, the world sucks, politics sucks, yeah, and we need to wake people the up this year.
According to a Moody's poll, North Carolina could swing Democrat in November for the first time since the 2008 presidential election. The 8 million new young voters might have something to do with it.
For a long time, politics has fundamentally ignored young people. We have slowly but surely become the largest voting bloc, right? And it's so important because when you're thinking about the impact that has in this election cycle, no wonder everybody started to pay attention finally to us.
But it seems issues, not candidates, are influencing how young people are voting in the Tar Heel state.
Mental health, gun violence, people want to see legislators take action about issues, and it's just not happening right now.
Across town, at the Young Democrats of North Carolina conference, Anderson is a popular face.
Got set up right here. Hi. Hi. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Hi!
But that's not exactly the situation for the presidential incumbent.
Are you guys excited for the upcoming general election?
Excited, a little anxious.
Are you excited to vote for Biden?
Yes.
Why?
I'm excited for a Democrat to win.
He's better than Trump, that's why I'm voting for Joe Biden.
These young voters are obviously already politically motivated.
And I won by just 6 votes.
But will they turn out nationwide? Anderson is working hard to make that a reality come November.
We know in the South, we are a group of fighters. That's what we've always done. Progress comes from the South. So in 2024, young Democrats are gonna stand up and you're gonna stand up and you're gonna stand up and hell yeah, y'all are. Thank you, young Democrats.
Try as she may, a poll by Harvard University found that young Americans appear less likely to vote in 2024 than they did in 2020. And an Ipsos poll from February 2024 shows that 59% of voters think both Biden and Trump are too old to be president. And that's not lost on Anderson.
Are people excited to vote?
No. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to anybody, right? And I shouldn't. I went to UNC Charlotte's campus the other day, and I asked every single one of those students, raise your hand if you were excited to vote for the 80-year-old president. Not saying which 80-year-old, right? Because Donald Trump might as well be up there too, right? And I said, raise your hand. Nobody in that class raised their hand. And I was like, but how many of you are still gonna vote? Every single one of them raised their hand, except for one. And the thing that I think people miss the most right now about what's happening is like there's this narrative that young people are not engaged with politics. They don't care. They're not gonna vote this year. And I'm like, no, they are. The narrative around, young folks don't want to vote for Joe Biden because he's old. And I'm like, I wish people would dig a little bit deeper into that narrative too. To me, young people look at Joe Biden and they say, you're not as progressive maybe as we need you to be right now, but we can push him. We can't push a Donald Trump who doesn't want young people to have the right to vote right now. We can't push a Donald Trump who doesn't want people to have the right to abortion. We cannot push that type of president. We can push a president, though, that believes and cares about young people.
So are people like Anderson the answer? President of the Young Democrats nationwide, Quinton Wachuochama, thinks so.
Anderson's the prime example. When you give a young person a shot, they can do really fantastic things. And she's delivering results. She's organizing this party. She's raising money. Obviously, her number one job is to make sure that North Carolina flips blue in 2024 and that we really make some serious gains here and take back this state. I've seen her travel across the country, speak at dinners, speak at party events, get online, get on social media. So she's really being that forefront as a role model for young people, energizing young people can speak that common language.
It's a lot of pressure for a 26-year-old. So as the Biden-Harris campaign heats up,
All
they may lean on other young leaders, both inside and outside of politics.
I'm a fan.
I think that surrogates come in all shapes and forms. You have surrogates who are maybe more of those higher profile celebrities. Surrogates are people that can speak to it that are those fellow young people. I think also there's a really good opportunity we have with young elected officials. Representative Maxwell Frost is on our National Advisory Board, and being able to work with young electeds that can say that they both know why it's important to have young people in office, but also why we know that Biden is the best candidate for young people because of the policies that he's championing.
Gen Z leaders are already in Washington. But until more are elected, implementing progressive policies will still be an uphill battle.
I serve in an institution where everyone's much older than me for the most part, and I'm bringing my perspective, not just as a member of Gen Z, but as an Afro-Latino, being from the South. And so bringing these things up can sometimes be a little frustrating in an institution where not everyone fully understands where you're coming from. Gen Z voted at the highest numbers in 2020, 2022, and it's going to be in 2024 again. And so what we have to do as elected leaders is provide a vision. So we need people who understand that and who can deliver that message, especially to young people.
But what about across the aisle?
If you like me, I love you, I love you.
In 2016, Donald Trump took the Republican base by storm. But with his 2024 campaign focused on
Retribution, I am your retribution.
and his grip on the Republican Party tightening, young Republicans have little option but to get on board.
How do you feel about Trump being the potential nominee?
I mean, I'll support him if he comes back. Hopefully we can actually fix the economy and be able to buy houses again and get lower prices on food costs. It's stuff we need, and I don't think what we've got right now is doing the job. Trump does appeal to young people. There is honestly a huge following for Trump within our young Republicans. It's just more like there's different factions. They would like to see some younger blood in there, but most of them are like, if this is the nominee, this is who we're going to support, because at the end of the day, we're Republicans. If they have Joe Biden on the Republican side, we're not seeing him as a real competition.
If we've learned anything, to pin the presidential election on a battle of ages is to undermine the intelligence of a generation that will determine the future of America.